Okay, we are starting on another plaid tumbler. I spray painted this cup green. I put a tiny bit of epoxy on it, and I'm going to coat it with my IPP Olive View because I am so hooked on this color for Christmas cups. I'm going to show you in the next step, but this is going to be another plaid hack tumbler. I've been seeing the red plaid with gold swirl glitter a lot lately, and I'm going to do my take on that, and mine's going to be green, and mine is not going to get leopard print. All the ones I'm seeing have the leopard print, and I'm kind of leopard printed out. Almost every Christmas SVG I've used has had leopard print, so, or PNG or JPEG, not SVG. So I'm going to let this dry and get a flood coat on it, and I will be back when it is smooth for the next step. Okay, I am ready to get the Waterslide on here. I'm going to go with this plaid. It's still going to have a little bit of green at the top and the bottom, but that's fine. I'm going to get that soaking because my water is a little bit cooler in my big pan. And I'm going to grab a towel to get my cup wet. I'm going to apply this one face down, I believe. No, actually, I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to struggle with this one. But, I had to hold the ends down for just a second to get them to release the corners. They like to try and curl up in the water. I think just another second and it'll be good to go. Oh yeah, she's sliding now. Too much. There we go. My printer is almost out of black ink, so this printed a little bit lighter than I would have liked. And I'm hoping it'll show up. But I'm not too sure. Let's see. Moment of truth, right? So it's definitely going to be more subtle, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing. Get this out of the way a minute, because I don't like the way this is going on. I'm just getting my little squeegee tool damp so I can try and work it a little bit as I go. Sometimes it's easier with these full wraps to just work your way along a little bit slower. I'm gonna lay that back a little bit and get the back side of the cup wet again. Oops. Or scrunch the whole thing and get it all wet again. Whatever. Whatever works. Not bad. All right, so I'm just going to try and work some of the water out of it now. And some of the wrinkles. I'm keeping the squeegee wet so it doesn't hurt the water slide. Okay. So again, this one's a little more subtle, but I do like the way it looks. So that's good. And the fact that it's subtle is better with the fact that I cut it a little bit short to begin with. I'm going to rub it with its backing paper for just a second. See if I can't smooth any more of those out. All right, so I'm going to let this dry and I will be back for the next steps. Okay, I'm going to get a coat of resin on here and then I'm going to just go top coat a couple cups and then come back for the next bit of this cup after it's spun for a couple minutes. I just don't want this whole cup of resin sitting here setting up on me. So I didn't want to do too heavy a coat, so hopefully I didn't overdo it, and I might actually bring some back after I get it spread. Because I don't want there to be too much movement in the glitter in the next step. I'm going to go ahead and pull some back off. I'm okay with it moving a little bit because it doesn't have to be a tight line, but I don't want it like running the entire cup. That's also part of why I'm going to walk away from it for a few minutes, and so it can start to set up a little bit, because this is my liquidy split. So all right, so that should be good for now, and I will be back shortly. Okay, so I need to grab a piece of paper, which is probably going to stick to my table. I didn't have a chunky gold glitter that I really liked, oddly enough. And I'm not fully committed to just doing gold anyways. So I'm going to spin this around until I Excuse me, until I can see if I can find my seam, which I believe that is my seam right there. So I'm going to do this as my center point. So I mixed an already random mix of chunky gold with a chunky red. I'm just going to try and do a kind of a swirl, I guess. I don't want it to be super, super wide. If some of it strays, that's cool. I don't mind. I just don't want it all to stray. So I'm gonna like stop and start. I'm okay with it becoming a little bit organic because I'm not running any kind of decal over the glitter. The glitter is just strictly an accent. Try and get it to turn the other way and come back for me, so I can get to the top on the other side. And I may fatten this line up some. I haven't decided yet. It's already very much become its own cup compared to the initial inspiration cups. I mean, the color's not the same, the plaid's not the same, the pattern's not the same. None of it's truly the same. Just in design concept, I suppose, in that it's, you know, a glitter swirl over a plaid. Trying to make sure I don't twist my cup right off the turner. So I'm going to have to do a paint burst to put the actual decal on this. I do want some glitter on the bottom, so I'm just going to kind of throw it at the bottom because the bottom is just that solid green. So this is going to require a white burst to do my water slide for my decal. So I will do that at some point here. This is going to require a second coat over this chunky glitter mix anyways before I really move on. So now I'm just kind of looking to see if my stripe is somewhat similar in size. And I do think it is. I don't think it's bad. So, if you wanted to sit here and pick these glitters out, by all means you can. You know, you can just grab a stick and relocate them, because I don't think I actually have too many strays. So, you know, way off strays like that. If they're a little bit out like this, I'm cool with that. But in the big space, I don't really want them, because I think my decal's going to end up in here. So, I'm just going to let this go at this point, let it dry. I might get my paint splotch in and another coat, but I may do another coat, then my paint splotch. Depending on how confident I feel in getting my paint splotch not all over the glitter. So, I will be back. Okay, so this is pretty smooth now. So, I don't know what I worked on that piece of paper. Trying to find where I put my decal. I got it, my Waterslide. It's going to get this on it. And I think I'm going to put it in here. So, this is a clear Waterslide, so it's going to have to get a white paint burst, unfortunately. And I don't want the paint burst to end up too huge, and I don't want it to end up too small. I can make it a little bit smaller with acetone, but I can't really make it bigger. So, I'm not sure if this is going to show up well enough for me to see. But I am going to mark it with a dry erase marker. I'm going to go out and shoot it. I had to get more white spray paint, and I bought Krylon Fusion this time. We'll see how this goes. I have been having zero luck with Rust-Oleums lately, so I've been getting quite fed up and frustrated, in fact. So we'll see how the Krylon works out. But I will be back. Okay, I completely failed to record this part, but I soaked my Waterslide and slid it off onto my paint splotch. And I had cleaned up around the edge of my paint splotch a little bit because I didn't like how it was coming out. I actually spray painted this and taken it off like 3 times. The weather is just uncooperative, so I took some acetone on a paper towel and just kind of feathered it back into where I wanted it. Just so it wasn't this massive, massive piece. Doing it that way did require me to put this directly on the spray paint, which I did shoot with glossy clear sealer. So hopefully the edge will blend in a little bit better, but you are likely to see a little bit of this edge when all is said and done. So I'm going to let this dry for a bit, and then we'll get it under some epoxy. Okay, I am ready to get resin on this. I'm going to give it a tiny splash of my Touch of Rose cheat glitter. Whoops, sorry. Just a tiny bit. Because I'm hoping it'll help hide some of that edge. And this is going to get probably one more coat after this, just to smooth out any lumps or bumps. I might need a sand around the edge with the cheat, or with the chunky. So, but that's going to be about it for this one. Just getting it all on here. And just get it smoothed out. Make sure I don't miss any spots. Super cute. So, I know I said this was inspired by a certain style of cup, but honestly, at the end of the day, it is absolutely nothing like those cups. So, you know, inspiration can be anything and become totally different. But I'm going to bring it up so you can see it. I love it. I think the decal is adorable, and I think it's perfect for this tumbler. So that is it for this one. I will see you in the next one.